You know, as a Catholic, we have to seek justice for victims.
We were just victims, one by one, by one by one. No one ever did anything.
If you were to release that, it would be a step in the right direction. It would be a step for transparency.
I hope that change. I hope we see something different, truly, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
Bishop Gerald, Bishop Fry, Monsignor LaRock, they all lied because they didn't want to deal with the victims. No one has been held accountable.
Just answer the questions. You know, put out the 15 names. Start showing that you care more about protecting kids than you care about protecting these perverted priests.
I don't know who's dead, who's on the list, who's not a priest anymore. I'd have to find out.
They know who they are. I have the names of 17 priests. They know who they are. They need to come out there and let the public know who these priests are, who the pedophiles are, so the public can have their own opinion of what they need to do.
Accusations of abuse in the Diocese of Lafayette. Tonight, a KATC investigation. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Hummel. For more than a decade, we've been asking the diocese to release its list of priests who have faced credible accusations of sexual abuse involving children. Months have gone by since the bishop said he would release that list, but still nothing. Whether the delay is 3 months, 15 years since the list was first acknowledged, or 100 years since the first recorded case in Acadiana, the public has a right to know. So while the church isn't yet releasing its list, what you are seeing is the list of names we've uncovered. KATC Investigates started by putting together a list of priests and church employees who have been accused of sexual abuse. Our producers and reporters then scoured thousands of pages of documents, all public records, to find support for these accusations in the form of criminal charges, civil suit settlements, statements from the diocese, and court case evidence. To make our list, the person had to meet one of 4 requirements. The diocese has settled a lawsuit against them following an accusation of abuse. A religious group announced there was credible accusations against them. They were arrested or publicly announced by law enforcement as being under investigation, or they have pending criminal or civil suits on file. Right now on KATC.com, you can read up on the context and background of each case. Lafayette was ground zero for the church sex abuse scandal in the 1980s, and all these years later, the scandal continues.
We hope to gain credibility with our people. We hope to gain their trust that the church is moving forward, that we're dealing with it in a forthright manner, and admitting our faults and mistakes, and that we're striving to do all that we can to protect children in the future.
In 2004, then Bishop Michael Gerald first acknowledged a list of 15 who faced credible accusations of sexual abuse involving children. KATC uncovered a list of at least 36 clergy, similar stories of priests abusing children, telling them it was God's will, and the shameful cover-up by church leaders who moved abusive priests who would go on to prey again on children. Among them, retired priest Gerard Smith. We obtained his personnel file. Smith was accused of sexual abuse in Calcasieu, Lafayette, and St. Landry parishes. A church memo indicates he fathered 2 children in Cankton.
You know, no one believed us because the priests were almighty, the bishops were almighty, the cardinals knew about it.
One of his accusers, Roy Touche, a former altar boy at St. Anne's in Youngsville. Touche complained about Smith at least 3 times.
They just didn't want to do anything. All they did was cover them up, they were shielding them and moving them from state to state to different dioceses. And, it was just like an organized crime.
And in 2011, a diocesan review board under Bishop Gerald found at least one of the allegations had, quote, a semblance of truth. There is no indication the diocese ever reported the allegations to police. State police only got involved in 2015 when Touche filed a criminal complaint. State police found the evidence was credible, but old laws prevented prosecution.
In the 60s, the statute was very clear that aggravated rape was the rape of a female. The same conduct with a male was not, yes, it's unfortunate. But I'm duty-bound to follow the law.
They need to come out there and let the public know who these priests are, who the pedophiles are, so the public can have their own opinion of what they need to do.
Like so many others, Touche has repeatedly called on the church to release its list.
In the recent months, there's been developments that have shown me that far from the sexual abuse crisis being a thing of the past, it's really something we're still struggling with in the Catholic Church.
Just answer the questions. Put out the 15 names.
Despite knowledge of the list, as far as we know, no law enforcement agency nor district attorney has pressed the diocese to release their names.
A list of 15, are you requesting that list from the diocese?
No, I'm not requested. Again, like I said, until I have a victim with a complaint, I'm not sure what purpose it serves.
Because there's this list of 15.
Let the church determine.
Right.
And their own deal. And they have
shouldn't they be investigated?
Well, they did their investigation.
Tomorrow, at a time when the church promised reform, were promises kept when allegations of sexual abuse surfaced? Our investigation continues tomorrow on Acadiana's news channel at 10.